What if you could slide into 1,000 different worlds where it's the same year and you're the same person, but everything else is different? And what if you can't find your way home? Well, Robert Jeffries and I found the gateway. Now the problem is finding a way back home. This is Stumbling Through the Multiverse, a Sliders recap with Rain Coleman and Robert Jeffries II. What's up, y'all, and welcome back. You already know what it is. It is the official podcast for Sliders. This is Stumbling Through the Multiverse, and we can say this is the official because who's gonna stop us? Who's gonna send us a cease and desist? This is real. We are it. We are who you come to. No, I am Rain Coleman, your co-host on this ride, slippity slide, and I am joined today, like I am every time we record, with none other than the greatest, the phenomenal, the incomparable, the writer of the year, the guy you should be reading. What's up, Robert?
What's going on, man? What's going on? Happy to be here, talking sliders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just happy to be back. It seemed like we were just here.
Yes. Yes, it does.
But yeah. Happy to talk sliders and all this multiverse. Mm-hmm. I will say there's a little bit of multiverse talk going on with the Avengers trailer that just came out.
Yeah.
With that. So we're in the what are we in, the zeitgeist?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. Which I'm severely behind on everything Marvel. Writing took over my life, man.
I can tell you, like, they're canceling everything with black leads. So,
yeah, I've been seeing that. Now that I've been caught up on, which is like crazy, but
yeah.
Hey, anti-blackness is global. That is whatever. And shame on me for not watching Wonder Man. Now I feel like because I didn't watch it, that's the reason why it was canceled. So
no,
just my one solitary watch through why it was canceled. Same with Blade. No. But yeah, so whatever, man. You know how it is, y'all. We
just keep pushing forward.
Man, that's all you can do. Well, we're back, and I just made the realization right before we jumped on camera that I thought we had been with Colin for 5 weeks. 5 weeks until I just pulled up this week's episode and saw, no, we just met this motherfucker yesterday in the last episode, which I think that episode where we met him, to me, felt like 2 episodes. It felt like 2 different weeks. The him in his natural pilgrim Amish world, and then him with the sci-fi still embodied, like that felt like 2 distinct episodes to me. So I just feel like we spent more time with him. That's crazy.
Yeah,
this is crazy. Lord, Colin sucks.
I think we said as much. Like tonally, that episode was all over the place. So I'm not surprised.
So we're back with 2 of the greatest episodes in the history of television. Season 4, episode 7, Just Say Yes, and Alternateville Horror, which is, I'm assuming, Amityville?
Yeah.
Okay. So Just Say Yes, the sliders must wrestle themselves away from addiction after they land on a world that encourages the use of drugs and narcotics. Before we start, use the hashtag STTMPod when you're discussing the show and all that good stuff. I'm wearing my Dare shirt. Hold on, let me put it up.
That's what I was going to say. Like, it's a Dare.
I'm wearing my Dare shirt because what the fuck was this episode? I was like, what the hell y'all doing?
I kind of loved it. It was kind of weird.
Surprisingly, well, I did not like this at the start.
Yeah.
At the start, I was like, oh, they're about to piss me off again. And they did. But I ended up really liking this episode.
Yeah.
Way more than I probably should have. So
I think it was the same for me. I like when I didn't put two and two together with the title of like just say yes.
Yeah.
But in our world, if you're an 80s baby, like you said, dare and just say no, like just say no to drugs. And for me, this felt like them getting back to the social the social commentary, but then also the parody, right?
Yeah.
That we got in more so the first season. And one of the, we've talked about this. One of the things that happened during Sliders in the third season is that every episode felt like it was more of an action movie, blockbuster of the week, type of vibe, rather than them doing quirky things like this. Now I say quirky but there are some dark things that happen in this episode. But yeah, this felt like somebody was taking a page from the book from season 1. So I was like, okay, this is actually working a little bit better than I was expecting.
Yeah, hard agree. Yeah, I was surprised that they got me. I couldn't even try to be mad at the end. I was like, no, this is back to form. I could easily see Wade in this episode. Like this felt familiar. So Quinn is dumb. So there we go.
Well, so there's but like you said, in the with the world itself, it's at first before they got into the pharmaceutical side of things, right? I thought it was like Health Nut Earth, like laid back, because they go to the bar and it's just like all of these energy drinks and all these like natural drinks, and then I see Gunn from from Angel, and shout out to J. August Richards, because first of all, the man don't age
at all.
And what was funny was I just saw a post from him on Instagram last week where he did this video saying, when anybody approaches me and just only talks about, the, 2 roles that they know from, basically they call me by their character's name. And he was, it sounded like he was about to say like, don't do that. I've done more. He was like, no, I'm good with that. Call me Gunn. Call me Deathlock. I'm great. And then, so I wonder if we walked up to him and said, Damon.
Yeah. He would. Oh,
would he remember?
Deep cut.
But so the biggest kind of the twist for this world is that people take drugs to stay happy, to stay, vibing, and it's funny because when we were growing up, we didn't have all those commercials where you had a drug for everything, right?
Right.
And so this feels like that world. This feels like they are giving commentary about, the pharmaceutical industry that we live in, where everybody is like overdosed on to the point where they're like in a perpetual bliss. Yeah. So I like that. I really, really enjoyed that part of it. And to the point where you were shooting people with trank darts.
Crazy work.
So like, and that's what I was going to ask about. Like, how did that even leading into that, like the argument between her and Quinn, like
that's where I was annoyed with the episode. But once I realized what they were doing, I was fine. But that arguing pissed me off, because I'm like, you motherfuckers slide from world to world and you keep being non-self-aware. We can hate each other all day, but I'm not. I was thinking maybe this is, art is made to be critiqued, so this ain't a reach, but maybe it's a bit of a reach. But I'm like, you are a woman, white, black, or otherwise. You are a woman sliding into a world you don't know nothing about. Last thing I'm doing is hollering and screaming.
Yeah,
because we did just left Colin's world, where they were trying to shoot him from the sky with rocks because he was flying a early prototype of an airplane. I would hate to be a woman, step off arguing, like, oh, she's a witch. I was just like, what are we doing? So I was annoyed. But with this episode, I'll give that a pass because that's part of the plot. This ain't just them hollering and screaming like they do most episodes. But when I saw Jay with that big wide smile on his face, first I was like, all right, gays, we got some rep on screen. Though it was decades before. Yeah. This is one for the gays. No. But when he shot her, I was like, what the fuck is happening? And it wasn't like, oh, I'm watching Sliders and weird things happen. I was genuinely like, what the fuck is going on here? Because that was such a stark contrast. And that's why I think I like this episode so much. You got them hollering and screaming. You got him shooting her with a tranquilizer gun, but he still had this dopey ass smile on his face. And even when they were arguing, it was like I think it was like a blonde lady and a black lady who was having drinks, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on here? I couldn't. I guess for me and my like analytical brain, I'm always trying to maybe kind of figure out what is the world in the first couple minutes. I couldn't figure this shit out at all. So when he shot her and was still smiling, brother, that fucked me up. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, what the fuck? But once she like came to and I saw the effects, I was like, all right, I see what's going on. But that shit was crazy. It was crazy.
I mean, you see him. I don't know if his face is blurred, but you just see the big smile.
Yes,
that he's there. And I actually had a note like on here, like it is creepy, but it's also funny as hell that he just like started smiling as soon as he shot her. I was telling my wife that this whole world had a Demolition Man vibe.
Yeah.
So like, think about God, what was Wesley Snipes' character? Phoenix, something Phoenix. And like him interacting with, and I guess him and Stallone's character, but more so Snipes' character.
Yeah.
Interacting with all of these like futuristic Leave It to Beaver types, right? Where everybody is just, and the thing that I do love is that at least in this, it is because everybody is just taking drugs, right? And there's something, there's something kind of awesome about that, like in a very messed up way, that we don't want to feel any negative emotions to the point where we are just like, I think they even had like a injector,
which was so big,
right? It was
like this,
right?
Exactly. It was so big, yeah.
So Maggie, they all come in, hit the ground running, yelling and arguing and hating each other. At least Quinn and Maggie. So I think that her being singled out because of, and it's funny because I think that one of the things that we talked about is with Maggie is that they're getting her away from being how she was in the third season, where she was like, fuck this team, I'm gonna be by myself, all this stuff and whatever. And it's like, I hate sliding all the rules. And then now we've kind of gotten away from that. But this, I don't want to say that this kind of backslid into previous Maggie.
I know.
But I felt like they probably made her more because she felt like the professor, right? She felt like the professor. And I think there was a world where there's probably every world that they went to where the professor was always talking shit and they were like, they'd be like, calm down. So she actually felt angry like the professor.
Yeah.
So when they took her out, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is where we're going. Quinn was, I said there was nothing new for him aside from trying to save Maggie and Colin. I don't think there was, I don't know, like I didn't get much. And I keep saying this seems like a regular thing when it comes to his character. I'm not getting much. That's why I'm actually very excited to talk about the next episode.
For sure. For sure.
Because he had more to do in not the best ways. But
my God.
It's specifically about Maggie Quinn. Do you think that them arguing is a reflection of their will they, won't they relationship kind of vibe?
I'll say this because I'm going to have to get ahead to answer that.
Yeah.
If that is the case, this next episode is so weird.
Right.
Because even the way Queen, it's like the show keeps wanting Queen to be that guy. We get it. He's the lead.
Yeah.
He's Diana Ross. He's
Yeah.
Beyonce. Like, we get it. That's Cisco. But it's like, it's just not necessary. And I think it's actually quite disgusting. And it's not to say that you can't fall for a coworker or whatever. But
Yeah.
in this particular instance where we're sliding for our lives, I don't like the will they, won't they, because it feels counterintuitive. It feels counterproductive. If we're sliding, which honestly, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I like, are we trying to get back to the world where me and Colin are from? Are we just trying to escape the chrome? Like, you're doing a terrible job. And so I get hung up on the details, but to answer your question, I hope it's not, because I don't want her to fall into the same trap with Wade.
Yeah.
Where, oh, look at you, is will they, won't they? But then as soon as a pretty white woman show up on screen, you got to get to the side, and we'll check you out later, Maggie, when it's just a episode. I don't like that, because you can do that. I don't even say I want to see it with Maggie and Rembrandt or Maggie and Colin, but you could do it with them. That would be more interesting. That gives them something to do, and Queen can still be Reed Richards / fucking The Thing / Captain America. It's like every leading man in the 90s. But what I do like, even though we haven't gotten to him, I like Colin's presence kind of pushing back against what Queen has been set up to be. Because you don't have Wade and Maggie versus each other. You don't have this pairing of which one of these bodacious babes is going to win out. It's like, no, you have two conventionally attractive, tall white men who are equals, except for the fact that Queen is more worldly than him. Other than that, y'all the same person.
Yeah.
But, so yeah.
They're one of the things that, as far as with Colin, since you mentioned him, was I did prefer them pairing him up with Maggie. Because it gives him somebody different, aside from mainly Quinn, because I think Quinn is probably the main one that he has been kind of hanging out with. And then maybe we'll get an episode. Well, actually, the next episode, we get some time with him and Remy. Once again, in a weird moment. But the scenes that he and Maggie had when they were doing this like weird, drugged up, zoned out, Leave It to Beaver type of thing. And then she kept breaking. And she would be like, hey, we're not supposed to be here, but I can't do anything about it. And it's like, I really enjoyed them leaning into like the comedy side of things, because it felt kind of a little dark, because and this is like so far off, but I'm going to use it as an example. Obsession.
Okay.
Have you seen Obsession?
I haven't, but I know enough about it that does make sense to me.
So this whole thing of being controlled against your will, right? And that's kind of where I saw her, because she was the only one kind of breaking, right? Colin seemed to be like, damn, these drugs are good, right? And then and he's just like, let's go along for the ride. The other thing that I think Remy mentioned this. Wasn't he like giving some thoughts or ideas about, he was like, man, he didn't say something like explicit like, I know about drugs, but he was mentioning that when he was on the road, there was that one like line where he said he remembers seeing a roadie burn. Like, and he was so like out of it that he couldn't even feel himself, catching on fire. So I think for Rembrandt, I don't really have much for him. I mean, as far as like Quinn, it was nothing really new that we're getting aside from him trying to save Maggie and Colin. So I don't know. Was there anything about Rembrandt that stood out to you?
A lot of exposition on their parts, and this is the episode that I honestly wish they had leaned into race a little bit more, because what's Jay's character? What was his name?
Damon.
Damon. That is such a black name. Because he was the antagonist, or a leg of the antagonist. I'm like, we didn't get it with the cop, but also we didn't spend a lot of time with that cop from the world with the big dude in charge. With this one, I kind of wanted a little bit more of. I feel like this would have been a time to play up that 90s camp of we're all brothers or whatever. Like I think this episode would have benefited from even the cheesy, corny white writers version of blackness because they were both. I'm like, Colin and Maggie were away doing their thing. Quinn was searching for them. Like Rembrandt was just the helper. And so he didn't really do anything that was distinct. I felt kind of weird when he had them chains and he hit Damon with them chains. I was like, oh, now this ain't the ratio I was asking for, but okay. I was like, this shit is kind of odd. So with Remy, I think this was a good supporting role episode for him. Like this was a solid, hey, I'm helping out, but
not much more. Yeah,
no.
Okay, so I mean, if we're gonna get into the weird race stuff, so for Damon, Damon was cool. Like I said, I think J. August Richards plays. I don't think I've ever seen him in like a bad anything, when it comes to like genre, because like the two things we just mentioned, Angel and Agents of Shield. In this one, he seemed like a Pleasantville character.
Yeah,
like, hey, why would I not shoot you with tranquilizers so you can be more pleasant, right? And so when they decide to give him this drug because Quinn, because the Sliders just whoop ass on every world that they go to. Quinn knocks the hell out of a guard and then they just run away like they always do. And so the agent in charge, I think his name is Fletcher Lowell. These are just some random ass names. He decides, he's like, well, because we got to fight fire with fire, let's give him this drug. And so that was the thing that kind of was weird, very weird, and had like a very racist, like weird undertone, was they give him this thing called decimide, and it turns him into this like mindless beast who's just like about to run. And so it just, when he's like, when he is chasing after Quinn and Remy, he gets hit by a car, and that was the thing, and it says shout out to that stunt double getting hit by the car and then rolling over, because like I clearly saw his face and I was like, that ain't him. But yeah, it just like that was weird. That was weird. And then that added with the chain, it just takes on this like this weird undertone or this like context that you're just like, okay, maybe there's another way to do this. But I don't know. Like, how did you feel about Damon overall?
Very racist. I truly feel like that. I don't like if you are going to write a character, even if you're doing a story that is a racially blind casting, you cannot ignore the race of the person you then put in that role. And that's not even always a bad thing. And I say that because if I cast a girl with a ponytail who's at the beach, she sneaks out the house and her hair gets wet, that's going to be a different role from a white woman with blonde hair or any color hair versus a black girl who maybe has braids or who has natural hair. So even though it's a racially blind casting and whoever just happened to fit the role, you do still kind of have to alter the story a bit, or at least account for it to make it a little bit more believable, I feel. With Damon, I could see him being any race of person, but the fact is he is a black man, and so a lot of this stuff mainly, and I'll tell you where my biggest issue came in. When they gave him the decimite, I read the scene incorrectly. My understanding was they wanted Damon to use decimite against Quinn and Rembrandt, and the doctor was like, oh, that could kill them. Then I rewound it. I was like, oh, you're going to use this black man, pump him full of fucking drugs that you know are dangerous. It's like the optics are crazy. And again, I don't think it is a bad thing to do for the show, because whatever, it's the show. We have to have this happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it's kind of weird that this is, and even if that's not the intention of them, it's just like he's the one who was cast. You still can't ignore that. Like they had one Asian guy. I ain't seen an Asian person on this show in a long time. When that camera panned and I saw him stand up to the side, I said, "Oh, of course he's gonna have a speaking role." I was wrong. So I didn't like that. And then Damon walking through the city like this untouchable brute black man who's just this predator who's going to kill. Where even getting hit by a car, I expected the car to break. I didn't expect
just
yeah, I was like, oh yeah, did some good drugs. And then him going after him. Honestly, I was rooting for him. And it's not just because I don't like Queen, but I was like, yeah, fuck them up. If you got to be the evil, brutish black man killing people, fuck it, lean into it. Kill all these motherfuckers. I was ready. But them chains, chains was a bit much, brother.
Well, the funny thing is that when they're running away, Remy and Quinn, Rembrandt is the one that says, "Is he on PCP or crystal meth?" And I was just like, okay, so y'all know. And you look into the history of like there are some cops who's like he was hopped up on that PC and so you even have another black character saying the same thing. It was just like
crazy as hell.
It was crazy. It was weird. But yeah, like he and so my other thing. So does the drug? It obviously makes you more violent, right? So you can fight violence with violence, that whole thing. But the other thing was, I guess it increases your pain threshold, because by the time the drug started wearing off, the brother was stumbling. He was just like, like, why did they take him to a hospital?
Which is,
it's like even a free clinic.
Do they even have them? Like, you got this token Terminator running around San Diego.
And they giving out drugs like it's fucking candy.
Also, why didn't they just give him the drug that takes the drugs out of your system? Like, so he would just be his naturally. And I get you want to keep him high to control him. I was like, just take the drugs out of him that got him non-aggressive. Like,
you're talking about.
Like detox them, like they did with Maggie when they first laid her down to like.
Okay.
But hey, I mean, I'm still with it. Whatever.
I think because I think at that point, like when they had him tied up in the warehouse, he didn't have those drugs on him.
Oh no! I meant the doctor.
Oh, the doctor. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, y'all pumping him full of this testosterone times 12, but yeah, I don't.
And there was even that part when they kept cutting to the clinic. And Fletcher kept telling it's Fletcher and Dr. Helena. And then Dr. Helena will be like, common sense is coming through, right? Common sense. And then Fletcher would be like, you better take them drugs. And then she would just keep shooting up. It was just like.
I was so mad because I expected her to act like she was taking a drug and then shoot him in the neck with something.
Right.
Like, Helena, get it together. You got this fine wig on and you want to act the fool. Man, I was so mad at her.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, and one of the things I noticed was during the scene where they were talking about, because Fletcher from the DA apparently doesn't have any qualms about like, hey, we give this brother some drugs so he can fight fire with fire. And then Helena is like him and Han. But when they do that, when we have that scene of him getting shot up, I don't know if you noticed, that whole room seemed a little bit more in shadow. Like, I don't know if it was supposed to like represent, like it wasn't completely dark because it was still daytime, but it felt or it looked a little bit darker than we had in previous scenes.
Yeah.
But just to
okay.
Just to kind of push that point of like he's going to the dark side. I will shout out to Jerry O'Connell for Hippie Quinn. I I enjoyed Hippie Quinn because it seemed different than some of the stuff that he normally does when he plays a double of himself. And one of the things I've learned about Jerry O'Connell is that he is very animated. Like if you see him on social media, like he is very like He's very animated. So this doesn't seem too like far off the mark.
Yeah.
For him. But yeah, that whole thing of him, you know, what did they call him? Oh my god,
No,
underdose. Yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah.
died of an underdose instead of like an overdose.
Like, this is
But
crazy.
but yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else as far as specifically with the sliders. Were there like any other like kind of big moments?
For me, it was Maggie and Colin at
Mhm.
that house, that reorientation house. I know this is thinking too deep into it for the time, but I
Mhm.
didn't like Colin's portrayal of this Stepford wife, Truman Show, Pleasant. I didn't like it only because I felt like his interpretation would be very different than Maggie's.
Mhm. Yeah.
Maggie and them are more modern, and I fear that we're maybe not going to get those differences in him unless we're poking fun at him
Mhm.
or something. Because I was like, this doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense that his docile drug high would be the same as Maggie's. Why would the default be 1950s TV? But that's not a
Mhm.
huge deal. I still enjoyed it, but I was like, this doesn't really make sense to me. What else? Token Terminator. Um, I got Stepford Wife, Truman Show. Oh, this episode to me overall, and this could be a bit of a reach, but I'll stand behind it. It feels like the movie Get Out. Um, in this
Mhm.
like odd way of like, yeah, these everybody's high and we're having a better time being high. But the fact that even though what's the name? Fletcher was technically high as everybody else, he didn't
Yeah.
seem like he was on the drug, like he was lucid in
Right.
a way that felt like he shouldn't have been able to be so aggressive if
Mhm.
he was actually high. And so at the end, when we do that whole switch your cartridge out and higher dose, that
Mhm.
felt, I accepted it because it's the show and this is what they gave us, but it didn't feel earned. It felt actually very opposite of his character throughout the whole episode. It's like, what? How do you, in a world where being high gets you loopy and pleasant, how do you have someone in a position like this that like maybe fights wars or like cleans up crime, etc., and they
Yeah.
also be, that doesn't,
The-
with Damon it made sense because he's a foot soldier, but with the guy
yeah.
in charge, I was like, this, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Well, he didn't. I mean, it was. I can't even say that the doctor was acting any different
Mm-hmm.
as compared to, because the only people that we actually get speaking roles from who are participants of this world are the
Mm-hmm.
cabbie, Damon, and then and we'll come back to the cabbie, and the doctor and the DEA agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the doctor and the DEA agent seem like they just they
Love the
felt like they
game.
were from a different episode, right?
Yeah.
You know, and so I definitely understand what you're getting at. Um, I mentioned this before. If anybody hasn't seen Demolition Man, go and check that out because everybody in that world is acting like, hey, everything's happy dory, and
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of wacky happy jazz. And so you don't come away from that movie saying like, there was one person, like in this case, everybody should have had that same vibe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it wasn't like the crazy Joker grin
Yeah.
like that Damon
Yeah.
had, we should have gotten some like version of that. But yeah, as far as the I completely forgot about the dude, the cabbie. He he was fun. Him just being like drugged up and just like messed up. And it makes me wonder, like, how does a society like this work? Like, if
Mm-hmm.
you have people like to the point where they don't want to operate, like, do their like basic task,
Yeah.
is this a good idea?
Yeah.
So,
It's not. It's not. Because in the VR world, they still did stuff. They were just able to be in VR. They weren't good at multitasking here.
yeah.
Like, how do
The
y'all keep a job?
the other thing I liked about this was that they didn't change the world, they just messed this man's mind up and had him thinking he was president, so they could just leave, so they could get out of here.
Crazy.
But yeah, I think nothing like major. Let me see. DA wants to capture Quinn because he underdoses. Well, they thought he underdosed. I love the whole 4 out of 5 doctors recommended,
which was like that was cool. I did enjoy that.
So at the end where Damon, so in order to get the doctor and Fletcher to the house with the drugs that will detox, Colin and Maggie, Damon has to call in a massacre call. He says that he's like, "Oh man, I killed him. I killed him. The bodies are everywhere." And so when Fletcher and the doctor roll up and they just see like Quinn and Remy laid out on the porch like this.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that is there's a lady walking her dog.
Yes.
It's just like
yes.
It was like, are these people so drugged up that if they see a possible murder scene that they don't stop?
That's
but
crazy.
Yeah, just the way they were laying there and people were just walking by living their lives was the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have anything aside from that. I think I mean, if you're ready, we can go into the superlatives.
I'm ready.
So for we're gonna do characters. Who's your favorite and least favorite character from the episode?
My favorite. This one was tough because this was such a fun episode, but I have to go with Damon.
Okay,
he got that clear head. It was like, these motherfuckers drugged me. I was
right?
Like, yes, man. Yes, Damon is my favorite. I don't care. My least favorite. I can't even put it on Quinn because Quinn was Quinn this episode, and I don't think that's enough for me. Like, oh, I hate him. He's bad. I'd have to give it to, I think, the white guy who got hit. Like when Remy and Quinn were in the house, the re-education house, and they beat him up, and then when Damon and them came back, and he was like, "Are you sure about this?" And they was like, "Yeah, get out of here." I was like, whatever, I'm gonna give it to him because even Fletcher, to me, for all the shit he was doing, he was entertaining. So I'm gonna give it to that one specific guy who like didn't do anything. He did seem like he was on drugs. So he was just like, all right, you got it. So nah, yeah, that guy, the henchman number 2.
So for me, favorite character, just gonna double up and say Damon.
Yes.
Least favorite, I don't have one.
Okay.
Because I think that everybody, played their role pretty well.
Yeah.
So,
hard agree.
So as far as for scenes, what's your favorite and least favorite scene?
Damon whooping on Quinn's ass when he grabbed that leg, when he hopped up, that whole super soldier scene. I all of it, I don't care, but specifically when he was on Quinn's ass up them steps, that shit brought me joy. I said, get that motherfucker, get him. When he punched through that door, yeah. Damon whooping.
Well, he was punching through stairs also, remember?
Hey, that's what I want to see more. If what is it? If 𝚂𝚘𝚘𝚖𝚋 can do all that,
yeah.
This motherfucker punched him. Oh, I used it once back in 1994. I'm like, get your dumb ass out of here, ugly. That is my favorite scene, and then my least. Damn, it's actually a pretty good episode. My least favorite, probably them. The whole scene of discussing the 𝚂𝚘𝚘𝚋 and giving it to Damon, because I feel like you didn't have to do that, like, or you could have told him that felt too. That was the worst part of the episode for me in general. So discussing and then knowingly giving him a drug that would work against him. I didn't like that. And then manipulating him. Oh, we need a volunteer. Girl, shut the fuck up. Giving Damon that drug, yeah.
If they had said something like "you're a credit to your race,"
well, that was implied. Yeah. What are we doing? Ugly.
So for me, favorite scene, is the cabbie watching a sliding portal open up? Because I think this might be the first time we've had somebody high looking at this, and he's just like, he doesn't know if it's real or not. I know that was, and he was entertaining throughout.
Yeah, he was.
He was actually probably like my runner up to Damon for like the favorite of the episode. Least favorite moment were Maggie and Quinn arguing. There were times where it just felt forced. And I know that they were really trying to lean into Maggie getting louder and louder, and Quinn actually egging her on, which was obnoxious, but it felt a little kind of put on. But it got us to the place where we needed to go. So so out of 10, let's just say vials of decimide or vials of decimide. How are you rating this this episode?
8.5. I almost gave it a 9. 8.5. This, I'm sorry, y'all. They did it. They cute. They ate with this one. 8.5. That's my was my instinct. I would have wanted to give a 9, but I'm gonna stick with 8.5.
Okay. So for this one, I'm gonna go with an 8.
Okay. Okay.
And as I said 8, I typed a 9. Like, what the hell is going on?
The heart wants what the heart wants. Oh
right.
Man. This was damn good.
Yeah, this was damn good. It was a fun
one.
one. Yeah, like this season.
They brought them drugs. I was like, he was like, yeah, with my symptoms, they'll bring them drugs. They gave you decimite. Why would they care about you? I'm like, what would they? But whatever. I get what we needed for the episode. But I'm like, they don't care about you.
I forgot we got to mention the when it's because the set that they use seems so small at times. It just seems like they keep going back to the same place, right? And they're supposed to be in Los Angeles. So when they went to the alley, they were like, let's buy some drugs, detox drugs on the streets. And then they found the agent. I guess he was working for the DEA. He was undercover, and the guy kept prolonging the deal. And and like Remy had just mentioned, like, he's like, yeah, I encountered this. Like, so who was buying your drugs for you when you was in the theater? Like,
do you not?
Remy was there too long.
Yeah. Yeah, I like, and this, I can't even blame Quinn for this scene. I do put the blame on Remy because, like, you're more worldly. You've been in entertainment. This man is bullshitting you. Even before they made the reveal that he was an undercover agent. Also, why did Damon hit him? Why did Damon hit him so hard? I'm like, bro, you're on the same team. What are we doing?
And the man didn't get up,
like, at all. I was like, you just murdered this man. Like,
oh my God, I completely forgot about that. But yeah, he turned around like, what? And he just flew.
That shit was terrible.
Oh my God. Okay, so episode 8, the Alternateville horror. Recap I got, it says season 4, episode 8 of Sliders, released July 20th, 1998. The group lands on a seemingly idyllic world that suddenly suffers from dangerous acid rain. They take shelter in the Chandler Hotel, where they discover ghostly phenomenon and encounter spirits trapped in a howling vortex between 2 parallel dimensions. So there's a lot. We not saying that the last episode was completely serious because they had comedic moments, but we did have a doped up person running through and trying to kill people. And I think, like, if they had caught Quinn and Remy, everybody and all the Sliders would have just been like doped up and brain dead. And so there was kind of this like undercurrent of darkness, but in this one, this shit is pure camp, to the point where we're getting jokes about the Spice Channel.
I hate this show so bad.
It's just like, you go from like, okay, this is a good episode. We're getting back to, and now I will say that this is still kind of leaning into, let's say, more so season 2 than season 1, because like in season 2 they started seeing wizards and shit,
Yeah.
like dragons or whatever. So this kind of leans towards the ridiculousness, even during those like the top 2 seasons that people kind of say. So how it's executed, who knows? We'll talk it out. But Remy, let me just start off. Remy's a freak. Remy suggested the Spice Channel to someone. The reason I say Remy is possibly a freak is because Colin don't know nothing about this. Colin is like, you're assuming that he is just this like, and Colin mentions this, like, y'all just think I fell off the turnip truck and I'm just this hayseed or whatever. And so Remy's suggestion is, I was like, well, you know, hey, turn to that channel where you can hardly see what's going on, you know, that type of thing. Like, that was weird. That was weird to me.
Yeah, same.
But overall, you know, the episode, 3 out of 4 of the sliders are assholes. And this, let's talk about this. To quote one of my favorite current wrestlers, oh my god, I'm having a brain freeze. Let's talk about it. I will remember Trick Williams. Trick Williams talks about his lemon pepper steppers.
Yeah.
But before he starts, oh yeah, no, he is amazing. But one of his catchphrases is like, let's talk about it. Why were they treating like Colin like shit?
Oh, like he was Wade? Yeah.
It's like,
I hate. Now, mind you, I enjoyed the episode. I'm gonna be very clear.
Yeah.
I hate the sliders. I hate them. These are terrible people with the memory of a goldfish.
Yes.
Why the fuck? Why are we? When we went to that dream world and Wade was threatened to be assaulted. Oh, girl, you didn't see what you thought you was going to. What are you talking about? Every time they do this all the time, and it makes me so mad because there's a way to get across skepticism that doesn't feel like you're not learning from week to week. And because he is new from a Amish pre-colonial, like whatever, from this other time, men out of time, so to speak, there's ways to do that. And I would have rather enjoyed them leaning more into well, what is a ghost to you? You've been watching a lot of TV versus like, motherfucker, you ain't seen none of that shit. You're a dumbass. It's like, what? Not just that, we saw all these people leave.
Right,
like we all saw these people run out. I don't like the sliders, bro.
It was like they're sitting at the bar and Colin comes down and I don't even know if they had drinks, but it was this thing of like you said, you've seen vampires, you've seen a race of not genetically, evolutionary, whatever, Cro-Mags. You got Cro-Mags, you got vampires, you got fucking dragons, horrible looking dragons. I'm trying to think of all the ridiculous stuff that they've seen, like the crazy shit.
Quinn was a ghost.
Yes, and Quinn was a ghost, right?
Like, and what are you doing?
It just felt that felt forced.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you've seen all this weird shit. So now, like you said, because he's the new guy, like he don't know. He was like, I don't know about sliding. So even if that was the case, you don't take him under your wing and say, okay, hey, let's talk this out, right? That is just like, you stupid as fuck. Take a drink, right? Get a drink. So there's that. The thing that I did like about Colin is that even though we are like 2 episodes into it, this is something I forgot to mention in the last episode. I don't know if it happens this episode or the last episode, where he talks to them about it might have been, maybe it was this one, where he talks about, like, if you found a pleasant enough world, would you stay?
I think it's this one.
It's this one. Okay. So yeah, so he's talking about that. He mentions that, but then the other thing that he mentions is that when they start getting on his case about the ghost, he's just like, fuck y'all. I am not, just because I'm from a world that was not as technologically advanced as the ones that we visited or the ones that, you know, I didn't, once again, like I said, I didn't fall off the turnip truck, right? You know, I'm not some hayseed. And, you know, some people may call that I think it was a valid crash out, right? I think it was, I think he deserved to, you know, tell them like, I mean, you know, I got this dude trying to dress me like a grown ass child, man, or whatever. So it's like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I thought I liked that part of it, but and then what's up with the drag jokes? Like this is I was like, didn't we leave this shit in the second season?
I will say it felt like they were trying to be a bit more maybe progressive. It felt like it, but I was like, what the fuck are we talking about? That's not even okay. I'll give you my issue. Yeah. I would have been fine with that conversation if you had have actually put the drag queens on screen. Like if you're because without them on screen, that conversation could have been about anything because nothing in that conversation affected this episode. Yeah. It's not like one of the ghosts was a drag queen. It's not like so. Yeah,
it was just weird. I mean, and like you said, I think that this was probably the more not progressive, but it wasn't as bad as they've done it before. Brother. But like, okay, I'm like, okay, they're trying because they're explaining to Colin, who may have no context for, you know, the world that he comes from. But then I'm like, okay, you know, that might be kind of where they're leaning towards. But then Quinn says, you'll see some weird shit wherever we go. And I was just like,
you're a scientist.
Yes.
I hate Quinn so much.
Like he said something to that effect that that's not verbatim. That's but it's just like negates everything that they were just saying. So that was weird. That stood out to me because like I remember we had talked about that. I think it was like the last time it happened. Maybe it was the first season.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was because I can't recall outside of the bartender anything explicitly gay, and even that is not explicit. He's just a gay man on the show. So I think, and it's also weird because Remy is in entertainment. I mean,
he was just doing the conservative circuits, you know.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah,
just a performer.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. I think you know, so the only really difference with this world is, you know, aside from Ghost, is that it's acid rain world. And shout out to the actor. He was a white guy that when it started raining, I guess he didn't see the sliders weren't running. He was like, you gotta get the fucking side. And it was like, yo. That man said him. So this is Acid Rain World, and so the sliders, and also I want you to speak about how dumb the sliders are.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you take that.
I was so pissed up. The show did them dirty because if I am walking and people are running, that's again no survival instinct. I need to figure out. I'm following them. When they say, "Oh, you get inside, didn't you check the weather?" and then they start running, we are standing directly in front of 3 businesses. Why did we not turn around and go into, like, I get getting us to the hotel, but why didn't we just slide a few doors down from the hotel? Like, why are we? That felt very dumb. That felt very on the show's part. Oh yeah, the sliders, they're stupid. They do silly shit, but that felt so weird because if it would be different if it was raining knives, like that's a physical thing that you can like dodge. It's raining acid rain. Our coats are just like polyester and cotton and denim. So like we don't know how far they went. I was like, this makes no fucking sense. You have someone from the Navy, from the Marines, and a scientist with 2 scientists, and none of y'all thought to just turn around and go, man.
No, that was the thing that got me, because it wasn't like there was a big ass brick wall behind them.
Yes.
It was just like, and they were like this, and then ran. The other thing, like, if I'm directing this, I'm sorry, they're going to have like at least some scarring on their faces, and then maybe by the next scene, the suggestion could be like, oh, okay, the hotel had some ointment,
Which they did.
which they have for this. Okay,
The burn
which we
ointment.
have for this world. I because I love the little detail of when they got to the hotel. Want to make sure I get this. Holly took off their jackets and tossed them into this, like, I guess it was an acid rain, a trash can or whatever, rain damaged trash can. But I will say that I do also like the fact that there was nothing different about this world. It just seemed a little, and sometimes it could just be that one thing. I think like there was one world where, and sometimes you don't have an opportunity to go into like the full history of like why this world is different. You only have this one moment. There was the time where I think in the first season where it was just like mutated yellow jackets that flew. They had come from like somewhere in South America.
Oh yeah.
So like that's the only thing like we have. We only way we see this is different. So this is kind of along those lines. I'm trying to think as far as specifically. Aside from Remy, Maggie, and Quinn being assholes to Colin, I'm trying to think if there was much that I had. Maggie was just being sarcastic is funny and dumb. At the same time, I don't know anything about as far as with her that stood out.
She was just as dumb as the rest of them. I think she was a good supporting character this episode, but a lot of the behavior was odd. What I did wish we got more of were the doubles in because the last episode when I was watching it, I was like, ugh, of course Queen has a double here. Of course they're looking for Queen. But I did like the role that double played. And so when we got here and the reveal was that there were some of them, I wish that we had have gotten more, because that was interesting. Her being locked up in the basement to me was odd. Because I'm like, again, you're a Marine or whatever the hell you are. You should be able to figure this shit out. Other than that, this is just like Haunted Mansion, the one with Eddie Murphy or something. Like this was just a dickhead. What I do like, and it's not so much the character as much as the world, I did like that the beer was like a turquoise, a dark turquoise, because the pieces that I filled in was because of whatever happened with that shit that Holly's husband worked on that affected whatever. Now we got the acid rain, but that messed up maybe the water supply. So even the food, so that's that was my head canon throughout the whole episode. So I'm like, yeah, this is safe, but they've probably altered. Beer won't look the same. You still need water for everything that we put in our body, even the artificial stuff. You still got to use water. So, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because I think, like they said, it was the offshore refineries had petrochemicals which were pushed in by El Nino,
which was crazy. A crazy name drop. Crazy name drop.
They were like, let's keep it current.
Oh man!
So I remember hearing that in the news way back then. Maggie was she was doing like anti-military training stuff, but it was in service of the story, the haunted house story that they're telling. Remy, I didn't really Remy, not too much aside from, I guess he's kind of on the same level as Maggie, because it's funny. I think even though the three sliders were being assholes to Colin, I think Quinn was being even more of an asshole as compared to the other two. Because it's so one of the things that I did actually like was about him was that he at a certain point he's questioning whether he should have brought Colin along on the trip, but like you negate that by having a conversation where, okay, Colin, maybe you didn't see what you thought you saw because science on your world is, ooh, this is a flame, that type of shit. Like he's talking to him like he's stupid, but in the same breath he's like, but I'm still concerned, right? So I don't know anything else about your favorite person on.
Fuck him. I didn't buy that shit. Because it's one thing to be like, man, you ain't see no ghost. It's another thing to be like, ooh, you think you saw a
Yeah.
ghost. You're a dumbass. I was like, bro, this is so that whole heartfelt, that gave me the same feeling about him that I had when we watched the Snake episode. And he was like all distraught and upset with that girl. That
Yes.
again, that sexy white woman that I gotta get up under her. Nigga, bro, fuck her. Any woman that's pretty about to have you lose your fucking mind. So all this, the professor and all, you don't care about these damn people.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. So no, that shit wasn't earned to me. I didn't believe it at all. And then even Remy and Magma, oh, you don't want us to slide with you no more, and this, then it's like that was a moment that did not pay off because especially because how rushed they made the introduction of Colin, where we didn't get to sit with it and explain and go. That's the episode that should have been a recap of all the shit we done been through, a filler episode, so to speak, to get him caught up to make it feel earned, because that didn't feel earned. So this whole, I shouldn't have brought him with me. The only person who willingly came on this thing at all is Maggie. Nobody else had a choice. Maggie's the only person, and she had a choice to either stay on this dinosaur world or go with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. So man, fuck Quinn. Quinn is a dickhead. I don't like him.
And segueing to a related topic related to Quinn, Holly. That shit was weird. Not her, but this whole will they? Not even will they? Won't they? Will they?
When will they? It was what it was.
Right, like this thing of first of all, I like Holly. Holly was all over the place. Like,
yes.
she was like, so how when you get the stories of haunted houses and people are like, why don't they just move? Like, if you believe in ghosts, if you believe in supernatural things in our world, and then you hear these stories and people are like, why don't you move? A lot of people are like, I don't have the money, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna have to chill with this motherfucking poltergeist, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can put on an act and make money, that type of shit. So I felt there were two reasons, because spoiler, her son got disappeared into like another dimension, which is still in the hotel. So she's kind of still holding out hope that he shows up. The other thing though is that she has invested a lot of money into the hotel. So even if her son was still around, I still think that her reason for staying there makes sense, for at least
bought it with her husband.
Yeah, because of her husband. And there's that emotional connection, like you said. So the other thing that I like about her is that when she switches from like is it the bellhop or the bellhop to the bartender, her vibe changes. And I really enjoyed that. The Quinn flirting stuff or the weirdness aside, how did you kind of feel about her?
I liked how I actually thought she was dead. Like when he was flirting with her, she was like, I can't leave the host stand or whatever. I took that as, no, she can move around the hotel, but she can't leave. That's what I took it as. So I was like, oh, this is exciting. Like, she's a ghost. Everybody's a ghost. Let's figure out why these other ghosts ain't here. But yeah, even when I realized, okay, no, she's human. She has PTSD. That's what it is. Her husband got sick and died, and then she had her son gone, and then what she say the Coast Guard, somebody with the military, somebody came in.
Yeah, she had the cops come in. Yeah, the cops came in and they couldn't find him.
She's been through some shit. So I really did like her, and I wouldn't mind if when we go to more worlds in the future, if she is the the hotel host, because I liked her. I thought she was fun. And even though I hate Quinn in that way, he would get to see her over and over again. Like, that's the will they want that I could get behind with Quinn if you're not trying to sleep with other women.
Yeah.
Well, fuck
Yeah.
Quinn.
Because even when she said something at the end, like basically something to the effect of like, will you stay? You know, it didn't feel like, oh, I just wanted you to stay so we can get in, you know, that type of thing. It was more so like, you seem like a decent guy, and my son is not stuck between dimensions, so he might need a father figure.
No, for real. Yeah.
And so, like, how do you explain that to DFAX? Right? It's like, my child is back.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, is this motherfucker not in school? And he just gone for 2 years? Like, that's crazy. And he's 12 now. He's no longer 10. Like, what
he's no longer 10. So, and then when they revealed Matthew's a kid, the thing that I loved about his connection with Colin, and he was like, yeah, you came over. Now we can play. He was just like, not save me.
Right.
He's like, I'm bored as fuck. I needed somebody to play with.
Yeah.
It was, I think Matthew did good, you know, typical 90s kid actor. I don't know if you had anything else about him.
No, I thought he was good. I think he did a adequate job. I just wish we could have got more of the ghost in this episode. That would have been, oh god. But did they ever explain where that sliding port, like, I know the Caltech guy was like, oh, well, I only asked that because it's like he kind of whatever. Matt was great. He was great. He had a haircut that I've never liked, but he was a good kid. He was a good kid. Yeah.
He looked like one of the Tim kids.
Home Improvement. I'm Tool Time. Oh, that's whatever. Yeah, I'm old here.
You know how, like, black folks, we just call it a different name. We call it Tool Time.
The Tim Allen Show. Yeah, no,
it's called Tool Time. Yeah. He, like I said, he was cool. You know, the John Smith, the Ghostbuster, you know, the guy doing the investigation. Just, you know, typical weird guy to take the attention away from, like, what the true issue was, right? You know, or at least to get people to really lean more into the ghost side of things. I'll just ask, what did you think about the alternate versions of the sliders?
They made me so mad because I wanted more of them. So we don't often get alters. Well, we get them, but they're always Quinn.
Yeah.
So the fact that we did get them, I felt like, though I'm sure the show doesn't take it this seriously, I feel like that was the official passing of the torch, that we have alternate versions of the people who are the cast. Maggie's was great. I love this version of Quinn. I don't care. I was like, if we can get this one, that's who I want to see. He was so fun. He was fucking funny. He was a dickhead. And I really loved the Remy. At first, I thought that they were playing off of the original dynamic and just switching the characters. But then I saw Maggie was a sex worker. Was she a regular stripper, or was she like a
they said exotic dancer. So they kept saying exotic dancer.
But no, I enjoyed them, and I wish we had have gotten more of them. Even just like the way we got Matt, I would have, like, when Maggie was stuck in the basement, if the Quinn altar was there, and like don't even have to really interact, but if we was like, I can't hear him, he's a ghost, and then he leaves, like I wanted more, because that was fun. You're in a what is it called, like a lock room murder or lock room mystery, where the murder or the crime is happening, but it's only the people in here. So now I'm Maggie trapped in the basement, and I see Quinn. It's like, Quinn, what the fuck you doing? And I don't know, it's not my Quinn yet. So I love them, man. They were fun.
It was funny because this is another douche version of Quinn that we see, but like he is this over the top, exaggerated. Like he between the past episode where it was Hippie Quinn and this
Mm-hmm.
Quinn, I was very happy with the range that we
Yes.
got from, at least with Jerry O'Connell. And like, it just, I can only imagine what it was like to film that scene where he was just doing that thing with his tongue, and he was
Yes.
just like, it was like, what is the
freaky
going on?
Yeah.
So I liked him as the, the alternate version.
Mm-hmm.
Straight lace scientist Remy was just, it reminded me of the FBI agent that we got, but this one he seemed even more studious.
Yeah.
And it and that was one of the things, I think we've even talked about this before, where we this is one of the things we wanted, as far as something for him where, just do the reverse the roles.
Yeah.
Have a version of Remy where he's a scientist or he is the expert at engineer or whatever. There was I did a rewatch of Stargate Atlantis, and it seems like every sci-fi show has an alternate universe, like episode.
Yeah.
And in this one, it was kind of the same. It was kind of the same thing where they were just changing the personalities of a bunch of the characters that were in the group, right? And some people may say that that's kind of the easy way to go, and it's just like, no, if you got actors who can pull it off, it just still be entertaining.
Yeah.
And Maggie, playing against the whole straight lace, I think she's Air Force,
Yeah.
military background. I think that worked really well. The thing that I loved was their version of Maggie was flirting with Colin, and Colin just seemed like he was like, hey, okay, yeah, might risk it all, to go to this new world. Yeah, I wish that, what'd you say?
Did she have a Jersey accent? Did she have some?
She had a Jersey accent. In my notes, it says exotic dancer / New Jersey Maggie.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, there you go. Has the Harley Quinn vibe. But and it also gives them a chance to kind of show their range. If I hadn't said that before. But like you said, I wish we had more time with them. The other thing that I love is that the British rock Quinn stole the timer.
Yes.
It was just like,
yes.
He was like, I gotta find some way to get home. But I enjoyed them.
My one critique with them, and it's not so much them, I think it's the show, is that I get the holding back the reveal of Matt as her son. But to say the hotel is haunted, fine. But I kind of wish, because we didn't get a lot of them on screen, we would have gotten discussion about them. Like, 2 years ago, there was a exotic dancer who was here, and I don't know, she disappeared. Or I left the room for this professor who was there and all his equipment. Like, I feel, because I don't know, I just wanted more of them. I think I'm just being greedy. I wanted more.
I mean, it's, because the big thing that they keep trying to push is the whole haunted house aspect of it. So it's just like you lose time because you're focusing on that, and you don't have any time for these other characters. And by the time they show up, you're just like, oh, it's wacky, they're here, right? Instead of having a major part of the episode, major part of the story that they're telling, at least that we can see. Because when that timer disappears, I rolled my eyes so hard because I forgot that it was their doubles, right? And I was just like, who stole it this time? Was it an evil business tycoon or some shit? Because that's who it always seems to be. Also, special shout out to that Black woman who was a hotel customer. She was like, I got 5 minutes, if even that, and I'm about to do the best that I can with these.
You don't remember me.
But I'm trying to think. I said the Ghostbusters guy was a damn hater. I like that his desperation is what pushes him over the edge. The whole thing of like, I got to prove to Caltech that I'm legit. So let
Mm-hmm.
me do the most desperate shit possible, like unplug this thing so it does it. So he reminded me of more of that Quinn from the world where everybody disappeared
Yeah,
and was
yeah.
willing to let, because he needed to prove something, he could do something. Everybody else is just going to get messed up
Yeah,
as a result of it. So
yeah.
um,
Which is even with him, I think he should have been race bent.
it
I
would have
know
been
this
cool. Yeah.
wasn't the intention, but like angry white man who's trying to like that's. I mean, we had this conversation before about like the
Mhm.
villains being generic
Yep.
evil white man number four. But I just feel like it would have maybe made him more interesting if he was a woman, a
Yeah.
different race, something. But I still bought the story. It didn't pull me out, but I was like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
what are we
I mean,
doing?
he could be. I'm thinking about like now. I'm thinking about like famous black nerds, like
Mm-hmm.
the like Baxter Stockman from
Mm-hmm.
TMNT, and
Mm-hmm.
then the brother from Terminator 2, um, who created the he apparently created the AI. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you remember like what his name was, but
I know.
played by Joe Morton, the daddy from well, it's been a lot of things, but the daddy from Scandal,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Papa
dad from
Pope.
Papa Pope, and then also um from it's a different world. I was wondering if he was
Mm-hmm.
going to show up in the new the sequel series.
I mean, him and Olivia Mama. Ain't she still alive, right? She was
Is
in
she
there.
Diane Carroll, right?
No,
Diane
no, no. That was Whitley's mama.
Willie's mom.
What is her name? Because she was on a different world. I don't know if she was. I don't think she was a
Oh,
regular.
okay.
Mama Pope. Why
Okay,
I
so
can't
if
get the bloody name?
I
Pope.
mean, that would be great if they showed up married and he was a former president
Mm-hmm.
from their world. But
I
I'm sorry,
mean,
we're talking about a completely different show.
hey, we slid into a different. Yeah.
But anything else from Ghost World?
Um. Say more about. Okay, I wanted more to ghosts. I thought
Mhm.
Holly was a ghost. I do like Colin standing up for himself. I don't like the way that they're treating him in general. I don't. I'm not a fan of Quinn's second thought about, oh, should I have brought my brother, because you are selfish and he is the real true villain of this show, Chromax included. Um, no, I think that's it. I honestly, yeah, that's it. Quinn is terrible person, and this was a fun episode.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
There were two things I just forgot. When Colin was talking about his world and the technology and not being a rube, he said, "We may burn the occasional witch where I come from." And it
Yes,
was just like, what the
yes,
hell?
yes. Which is what I'm. Though I shouldn't be, I'm kind of mad at Remy because he's the one who has stepped up, and now I'm about to take charge of this person.
Mhm.
Um, because I know it's a show, but Remy should be sitting there watching TV with him, explaining these things so he'll know what's real and what's not, what science was like bullshit. Like,
Yeah,
he even dropped that line is like, he's fun, lovable himbo, but we don't know what this man is truly capable of. If Queen is doing this out of pocket shit in every world he's on,
yeah,
who's to say that Colin may not like slit somebody's neck? Like, yeah, of course, this is how we used to gut possum back in the day. He just murdered a bunch of like I don't know what he's capable of, and
yeah. Because guess
he's like
what?
an alien.
We spent like 5 minutes on his world, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we didn't. We ain't even had an episode where they did a flashback to where him and Samantha were just chilling and whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
him saying something like that, we may burn the occasional witch. Like, were you a part of the mob, or were you just watching from the sidelines? It's a weird thing that I think they threw in there for comedy. But if you break it down, it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is a horrible place that you've come from. The
Yeah.
other thing was at the end of the episode, the sun rose fast as hell.
Yeah. It
It was
is.
just like,
Yes. It is. Time to
but
go. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else for me. So as far as the superlatives, let's go with scenes this time. What's your favorite and least favorite scene?
Um, for this one, my favorite is meeting the ghost.
Okay.
For the scene, meeting the ghost. Wait, did you say scene? Did you say character or scene?
Scene.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
like, my favorite scene was meeting the ghost. I enjoyed all of that. Like nobody disappointed me at all. I mean, I also like that even though it wasn't explicitly stated to be this way, I felt like Matthew was a alter of Colin. Like it felt like
Mm,
you're treating him like a child, and then he gets to see the child, and whatever. There's something
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So meeting the ghost was my favorite. My
Excellent.
least favorite. Um, I don't know that I have one. Well, no, I'm just do that opening scene where they ran to the hotel instead of going into one of
Hmm.
them businesses because that everything else was fun. So
Yeah.
yeah, the opening.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, my favorite scene was when the quote unquote ghost revealed themselves to Quinn at the
Mm-hmm.
bar by moving the seats and the glasses, and Holly was like so nonchalant about it. Like she was just
She
like,
was like,
I deal with this shit every day. I'm
right.
fine. And least favorite was Remy teaching Colin slang.
That's so
That
annoying.
I'm surprised we didn't come to that.
Just ugh.
It was it goes back to Remy, trying to, this is his project, right? He's like, I'm a teacher. And like, who's to say slang is the same wherever y'all go to? Like, I really want a show to really lean into the multiverse of it all, where shit is just wacky as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They would hate me because I would have like they would speak English, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every other word would be like, that type of shit. Um,
Yes.
they would
Yes.
it would be weird, right?
Yeah.
So, but him teaching them slang just seemed like, hey, let's have the brother teach him strength, slang.
Which is
It is whatever. So for characters, favorite and least favorite.
um I think even though I love the ghost, I got to go with Colin because I do love the
Hmm.
way he stepped up for himself, and he was the catalyst behind finding everybody. Like he really I fell for him in this episode. Like I really like him now. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but now I really like him. So Colin is my favorite. My least favorite, no surprise, is Quinn, but it's specifically because of that like teasing, that weird
Yeah,
antagonizing like thing of like we've seen a bunch of shit. We've been sliding for 4 years. Like this, yeah. So it's Quinn because specifically because of that. Because I did actually like Quinn this episode. So yeah, ugly
cool.
ass.
So for me, favorite character is I'm gonna double up
Mm-hmm.
Holly and the guest that when she was running out. I enjoyed her. Like I'm a
Okay.
sucker. So apparently there's a character in I'll make this short in the new Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which one? What's the name of it? Spider-Man. Brand New Day. Brand
I
New
was gonna
Day.
say back to home.
Yeah,
My
back,
God.
you wouldn't be far off. Um,
Oh.
back to home. But in Brand New Day, there's a brother who is in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I just keep seeing him pop up in people's comments. I don't know what the context is, but the caption is always, "Y'all better do a spinoff of this brother." And I'm like,
Mm.
okay. So like basically, I am a fan of somebody who takes those 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then they're just like, because I got to get work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Holly, I enjoyed her, but then the sister who played the guest, I thought was really cool. Least favorite, I'm just gonna lean on Quinn,
Yeah.
Remy, and Maggie in that one scene,
Yeah.
for being crappy to Colin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so those are my two. And out of well, this guy, I guess in this episode, out of 10 red uh ghost vortexes, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call them, what would you rate this episode?
Um because we did not get racism, I'm going to give this a 9. Um, because the one thing, because the one thing that made me the most mad outside of them teasing Colin or not believing Colin was the acid rain beginning.
Mhm.
And I feel like I don't know if we're going to get another 9 episode. And because I did 8.5 for the last one, I'm going to give this
Mhm.
one a 9 because I truly did have fun. And I feel like they did a good
Yeah.
job with 5, with 6 characters, not including the ghost. They did. I
Yeah.
was entertained. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna go into 9. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. So for me, I'm gonna go with I'm going. Let's just go with 8.
Okay.
Because I was leaning towards 7.5,
Mm-hmm.
but there are moments that kind of keep it at that 8 level
Mm-hmm.
for me. Um, so yeah, so let's keep it there. And I think that's it. That's it for these 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One thing I will mention is, as we shout out our projects, for people who watched the last episode, who didn't watch the last episode, we spoke about I a project that I'm working on called The Outlaw Sherry Lee, which is a story was created by Grammy Award winning writer
Hey.
Bluesky, and I am adapting a screenplay that he and another writer, Xavier Inez, wrote together and adapting that into a comic book, and is being drawn by Sean Hill of Route 3 fame, who's worked for Marvel and DC Comics, and we have an awesome team. But the book comes out on August 18th. You could pre-order it now. I know through Amazon, through Barnes and Noble. Get your copies, while you can. And on July 31st, the cool thing about the comic book is that it is a part of a concept album of the same name that was released by Shabuzi on July 31st. So if
Mm-hmm.
you like country music, if you just love Shabuzi, go and check it out. But yeah, you should be able to buy it. I was about to say CD Warehouse. Oh my God. It's like
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack. Yeah. You can go download it wherever you download your albums or stream them. But yeah, July 31st, the album came out, but on August 18th, the comic book will be available for you to purchase. And check it out. It's a gritty western. I am enjoying getting a chance to write it. So yeah, that's the latest project from yours truly.
Good deal, good deal. And so I was just looking at the calendar, when this episode goes live, you'll have just under 2 weeks. So of course you'll be reminded on our next episode, which I think will come out right after the Outlaw Sherry Lee becomes available. So be sure to check that out. We got the links in the show notes. But for this particular episode, when this goes live, you have 2 days until my next book is out. Fall semester is part of the Western University Diary series. It is releasing on August 7th. So you got 2 big things this month. You got the 7th,
Mm-hmm.
well, 4. This episode, which you're watching and listening to now, the 7th, my book comes out, raincoleman.com. Then you have the 18th for Robert's comic, Shabuzi, Grammy Award winning Shabuzi and Robert's comic and co. And then, of course, the remaining episodes for this month. So be sure to check those out. Those links will be in the show notes. Show some love. And even if you don't, have it in your heart to purchase, make sure to share these links. Let
Yeah,
people know we got some stuff out here. And listen to Shabuzi's album too. Listen,
it's
let it
really
get you in the
good.
mood to read some
Yeah,
comics. Hell. And that's
yeah.
3 issues, right?
3 issues for
3
yeah.
issues. Y'all
3
could commit to 3 issues now. Come on. So hit that pre-order link, goddammit. So
Appreciate
yeah, shout out to you, Robert. This is freaking exciting.
it.
I am a Shabuzi fan. I've been a fan of Robert for years,
Thank
writing
you.
and all that good stuff. And I don't know. Will any final words? I don't know.
No, no, and I've said this before. I'm proud of your output and everything you're doing. Like I said,
Man.
I'm on the book front. I'm catching up to you, so I need to. I will say I'm going to try to end the year with a prose release. So
Oh, good. Shout out to you. Yes.
yeah,
Um, Yeah, thank you. But yeah, shout out to you,
Yeah.
man. I think everybody should write a book, even if you don't release it. Listeners, viewers, I think everybody
Mhm.
should write a book. I feel like it is one thing that will, like, they want everybody to learn the trade. I think everybody should know how to type, and I think everybody should write a book. Again, even if you don't release it or you just release a copy for yourself, get it printed up. I think everybody should write a book. I don't care if it's spelling errors in there or what. Just put a project together. It is a very rewarding thing that you've done yourself. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, shit, y'all. We're gonna slide on out of here. So, where can they find you? Give me your links, all that good stuff.
Yeah, So website is Robert K. Jeffrey, RobertKJeffrey.com, and Instagram is best social media spot, RobertK.Jeffrey, RobertK.Jeffrey. Yeah, those are 2 places.
Bet that. So that'll be in the show notes. And then for me, all my novel, prose stuff, whatnot is raincoleman.com. And then threads, I guess I'm on there more than anything when I'm on social media. But search Carefree Black Nerd and you'll find me. Yeah, so shout out to us, shout out to y'all. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for viewing. Thank you all for sliding with us. And until next time, stay carefree, stay nerdy, stay geeky. And if you happen to find your double as a ghost, do everything you can to get them back. But do not flirt with the woman who checked you into the hotel. She probably got a secret baby, and it's probably yours. What if that's Quinn's baby from that world with them women? Well, he got.
She's an alternate version of her. The alternate
Mm-hmm.
version of her.
Yeah. See, I'm putting it together. But yeah, y'all, man, have a good one. Until next time, check the show notes, get the links, and we'll slide with you tomorrow or next week, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Bye.
Sure.